are ya? So I'm going to do a Whatever Wednesday, and my Whatever Wednesday was inspired by my recent Dollar Tree shopping trip. So usually when I go to Dollar Tree, I just browse the aisles because who knows what they're going to have. Today I was going down the stationery aisle, and lo and behold, there were a ton of new educational material. I don't know if it's always been there, so maybe it's not new, but I just found it. I had to dig for it. So if you guys are in the educational aisle, like the stationery aisle, start digging through those racks and see if you can find some of this stuff, because this stuff is amazing. So as I told you before, we homeschool, and we do we do easy peasy homeschool, and it's an all online course. I do have some books that I ordered that they put out, but most of it's online. It's not that it's not good, it's just that there's a lot of just reading. And
with my attention span,
she does not have an attention span.
I don't. That's why I have a fidget cube.
So she needs something to do. So even with reading, she can sit down and read a book. She's reading Charlotte's Web right now. She's in 3rd grade. She's 9 years old. So she can sit down and read a book for certain time frames. So I just divide it up and I say, hey, read a chapter.
When are you going to be done?
Can you close the door?
Yeah.
So you're going to hear the dog barking in the background. I just closed the door, but she's not going to stop because everybody's home from work and it's the evening and the kids are going to be out in the neighborhood. I hear her outside my door. Anyway, I'm sorry. So reading, we just do a little bit at a time. We chunk material. And so the reading for the science and history, it gets boring because there's not even questions afterwards. It's just read. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you, time and money, Disney Learning. So this says comprehension skills, reading made fun, and it doesn't have a grade level on it. I'm going to tell you, most of these do have grade levels. So let's look through. I looked through briefly and I saw a page like this. Okay, this looks really good. There's not a lot of content, but it's $1. So you're not going to get tons of content on each page, but it's enough. At a garage sale, Andy's mother finds several toys that match Andy's toys. The coins and bills show the amount needed to buy each toy. Fill in the price tags. I mean, that's perfect.
Perfect for me.
That is perfect.
For a 9-year-old.
So, this seemed a little bit too easy. What's the correct order? So they've got things that are done at certain times right here, and then you have to put them in order. I think that's a little too easy for her because she knows that 11 a.m. comes before 3 p.m.
Yeah.
So that one might be a little bit too easy. But again, this one's great. It's got the clocks, and then you have to circle the time. She actually just did that this morning on an easy peasy worksheet.
A couple wrong, but like working.
Yeah. Okay, the next one coming up is science experiments and inventions.
Are we gonna be able to do science experiments?
So, let's see.
Is there science experiments?
The first one, parts of a microscope. Perfect.
I have a microscope.
And then we've got, I'm going to see if they have like a
science experiment?
An answer thing here.
Oh. I don't think they do.
Okay, so this says that it's labeled for grades 4 through 6. And I think that we can work around that. We're at the end of grade 3. So I think we can work around that. And again, I won't be using all of these because I just looked at one and it said something about animal cells. We're not doing biology this year. However, we've done biology last year, and we're going to do biology again next year. But this year we had to do earth science. I'm not a fan of earth science. It's just not been my favorite thing to study. I know that everybody has their favorite science to study. Mine is biology. Hers is biology. We also enjoyed doing zoology, which we'll do again.
My fault.
So with Easy Peasy Homeschool, what you do is they've got 3 different sciences: zoology, biology, and earth science. And so what you do is they've got zoology, biology, and earth science for kindergarten through 3rd grade, I think. And then they also have what's called the master edition. So you study the same things but on a higher level, and so they give you different resources. And it's 4th through 6th grade. And then middle school and high school are completely different. So what you do is you rotate these. So we did zoology, biology, and earth science for grades 1 through 3. And now we're gonna start over again. Yes. So you rotate them. So now we're gonna start over, and she wants to do biology next year. You can do it in whatever order you want, because it's gonna be like different material. I don't know if that makes sense. It's gonna be you're learning the same thing but at a different level. So she'll be learning it at a higher level. So anyway, we'll look through here and see what coordinates to what we're doing right now and see what we can find. I also found this little wheel chart here, and since we're doing earth science, this is a weather chart, and it's the guide to the sky. And so it's this little wheel, and it tells you about the clouds and what the pressure is like, I think.
I looked through it. I think it is.
Yeah, the pressure. So we'll learn about this. We'll look at it and see what's going on with it. Thought it could be a useful tool. All right, moving on to, this is math. And as you can see, it says grade 3, and it's multiplication and division time tests. So we are right at the beginning of multiplication right now. I'm about to go do my 2nd homeschool review for this year, which is going to be the springtime. So you do, in my county, I'm in Maryland. Should have put that first. Okay, so I'm in Maryland, and every county is different as far as what is required for homeschool. So in my county, you just have to show consistency that you're teaching your child at a level that is increasing. So my homeschool reviewers know that when I brought her in 1st grade, she was doing easy work, and now she's up to a 3rd grade level. It doesn't mean that if you have a child that's not working at a 3rd grade level that you're going to get like docked for not having them at a 3rd grade level. You just have to consistently show that you're teaching the child. So we have a binder that we put together with all the subjects in it, and anything that we do, whether it be worksheets, or I'll screenshot apps on my iPad, because I do that also. I will take pictures of her watching videos if I find an educational video on Netflix or on YouTube. Books, I take pictures of all the books that we read and I document those. Let's see, Pinterest. Pinterest is a great resource for finding like extra worksheets that go along with books or go along with what you're studying in science. And those are the things that we can color or we can cut out, or I can just have her write a little blurb about what she did, and then we can go ahead and put it in the homeschool book. So since we're at the beginning of multiplication, I figured I'm sure I can find a couple of these that are appropriate for her. And yeah, I mean, they're just worksheets. They look great though. I mean, she doesn't have to do the whole thing, and I don't have to time her. These are just, these are ideas. These are resources. That's what I really want to refer to them as, is resources. And you know, I was just reading on the back here, it says, the buyer may reproduce pages in this book for classroom use only. Reproduction of these pages for commercial sale, electronic distribution, or use by an entire school or school system is strictly prohibited. So I would say that would be a great resource for a teacher because it says that you can reproduce them for your class. That's an idea. Okay, so I'm not a teacher. I'm just homeschooling one child, but I'm glad that I just saw that. So that's an idea. Moving on next, educational draw and write. And I guess that's why they're called reproducibles. These two have that. Now the other one, the science one did not say reproducibles, but these do say reproducibles. So this one says grades 1 through 3. So it might be a little bit too easy, but again, maybe she's having a bellyache that day because that's why we homeschool, because she has stomach issues, intestinal issues where her intestines flare up. They don't feel good. So maybe she's having a down day. Maybe she was up all night with a stomach ache and she's tired. Maybe I need to give her something a little easy. Maybe this is an idea. So educational draw and write. So it's basically like prompts. Okay. So this one, there's some pictures that you have to fill in on the top and then read about the rabbit. So it says draw a rabbit in a garden, then read about rabbits. So those are facts about rabbits. Let's see. That one seems a little easy, honestly. This one says a pirate's life. Draw the pirate, write his name in the blank, then read about pirates. So that's that one. And then, okay, this one I like, write about cowboys. Okay, this one's got some words down on the bottom, and you have to include those words right here when you write about cowboys. So I like that one. That one's pretty good. So seems good to me. I mean, it's $1 and it's great to be able to have different things to choose from. All right, here's grades 4 through 6, Earth and Physical Science. And again, I'm reading on the back. The buyer may reproduce pages in this book for classroom use only. So, yeah. So like I said, we're studying earth science, so this is just perfect. I mean, perfect. Storms, you read the blurb, you answer questions. Rivers, we've already been over this, but it is worth reading and doing the questions again because like I said, they didn't have questions in the one online. There were no questions. It was just read this and there might have been like a little animation up at the top. So I'm really liking that she has to express what she just read. That is so important that they understand what they read. If they don't understand what they read, what was the point? So, last one. I'm super excited about these guys. I hope that you are too. I really am excited. This is grades 4 through 6, geography. We're doing geography this year. So what I've had her doing is making cards. They're pre-printed. If you watched my homeschool video, I'm going to link my homeschool video down below. So if you haven't seen my what we do in a day for homeschool, go ahead and go below and I'll link it. So you can check that one out. So you saw us do, I think you saw us do, they're pre-printed cards that have like the flag in the corner, the name of the country, and then you read about like a little blurb about the country and you answer questions based on what you want to ask them. So it doesn't have any like pre-printed what did you hear about whatever, because you're getting your own resources. Usually I look up Wikipedia because that's like the first thing that pops up when you type in a country. So that's what we've been doing, and then we put them into a binder and we list them under continents. So we say, oh, where's this? We also have a wall map out there, and she will go over and put an X in the country after we read about it and we find it on the map. So that's good, but again, this is just something extra. It starts out with, what is great, it starts out with how to read a map. So we've got the compass, spotlight on resources, spotlight on landforms, that's important, spotlight on rivers. What do you know? We're learning about rivers in science. How great, they tie together. Okay, so this is perfect. This has all about history and units of time, human geography in New England. So it's going to give you a blurb right here that you're going to read, and you're going to answer the questions about it. This is the stuff I really like. I really, really like when you have something to read and then physically write the answer. I really like that. That is like my style of teaching, I guess. And I really feel like it's Hannah's style of learning too, because it gives her the opportunity to express that she understood what she just read. You have to practice over and over and over again your skills in order to get better at them. That's all that school is learning a concept and then practicing it over and over and over again. So I think that this reading and writing put together is a great idea. So that's it. That's all I got. I just wanted to show you guys what I found. I mean, go to your local Dollar Tree. If you homeschool, if you want to supplement public education, if you want to supplement just because you feel like your child's not on track, or you feel like your child is more advanced than what they're doing in school, do this on the weekends. You know, if you see that your child is like, I'm bored, I already know all this stuff, go get something, you know, maybe go a little bit higher. I don't know. Go higher than what grade they're in and say, you know, is this new material for you? Or if they're having a hard time with what they're learning, then find the material that they are learning and do that on the weekends or after school. Because like I just said, repetition. Repetition is what is going to get them to really retain it. You have to repetitively do it over and over and over again. Just like I told Hannah this morning, multiplication tables, a lot of it is understanding how multiplying works. But I would say personally, I am not a teacher. I personally believe that multiplication is 90% memory. That's just what I think. My 16-year-old has learning disabilities, and she does not have the cognitive ability to memorize things long term and then retrieve them. She does not have that ability. Therefore, she has to have a calculator with her, because when you do 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, even though it always equals 4, she does not have the ability to retain that and then to pull it out again. So 2 times 2 can equal 4 right now, and in 5 minutes 2 times 2 can equal 4, but tomorrow 2 times 2, she doesn't know. She has no idea, because she doesn't have the cognitive ability to retain the information. So that just tells me right there that that's all it is. It is retrieving that information in the back of their mind that they have stored away after repetitively learning it. She has a cognitive deficit, so that's why she can't do it. But in a neurotypical brain, that is how it's done. So again, I'm just a mom, you guys. I'm a chaotic mom, actually, so that makes it even worse. But these are the things that I think, these are the way that I teach, my homeschooler. This is the way that I help my 16-year-old with cognitive disabilities. This is how I help her learn things. And these are just my ideas and opinions. So if you disagree with me, tell me about it below. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to hear about it if you don't disagree with me, okay? So anyway, I'm excited about what I found. Go find your stuff at your local Dollar Tree and let me know what you find. All right, guys, take care.